Welcome to Smart Property Systems. This is our Getting Started video. In this video we're going to cover the steps you want to do when you first join Smart Property Systems. The first time you log into Smart Property Systems, you're going to go to your dashboard. And again, the first time you're here, you'll see a Welcome Landlord, in this particular case it's Demo, and an Add Property and Add Lease link. Pretty much all features of Smart Property Systems will revolve around the properties that you define. You can't add a lease until you have a property defined. So the first step you want to do is add a property. Very briefly, before I get into that functionality, let me just give you a quick tour of the dashboard. This is a place where you can perform most of the functions within Smart Property System. You have two different options. You have a basic view and an advanced view. The difference between the two of them is mostly in what is displayed and how it is displayed. We will cover the dashboard in detail in a later video, but briefly here, the different functions you can do from your basic dashboard. You can manage your properties, adding a property, adding a lease, seeing how many you have defined, and so forth. You can add tenants, see how many tenants you have that are active. You can see how many are actually on rent processing. You can control and manage your advertising. You can view your income and expense, which is your ledger. You can view your rent roll, see if any rent payments are late, and so forth. You can create notices for your tenants. You can view any maintenance items that have been created by tenants or that you have created and what the status of them are. You can go into your message inbox to see if you have any current messages from your tenants. You can also get a quick little portfolio view of what your loan to value is and what your income is for the current month. Okay, again, we'll cover the dashboard in a later video. For now, we're going to talk about the first step in getting started with Smart Property Systems, and that's adding a property. Again, the first time you log in, we're going to give you a big red link here to step you through the process of adding a property. You can also get to this screen from the dashboard by clicking Add Property or from the Properties menu. Again, one thing to note about our menu systems up here, you don't need to click them. Pointing to a menu item will bring a drop down. You can go into My Properties and then add a property. But for this video, let's just go ahead and select the big link on your dashboard to get started. Clicking this link is going to take you to the My Properties page and then launch the Add a Property wizard. Okay, let's go through each of these form fields. Your property nickname is something that's going to uniquely distinguish this property for you. So let's say we have some properties on Elm Street. And we have a couple different properties on Elm Street. So we could call it Elm Street number 1 or Elm Street number 2. But you want to make it as clear as possible. So I'm going to actually use the street address of Elm Street. And that's 45 Elm Street. Okay. The next step is to determine how many units you have in the building. Now a word about units. Depending on the plan that you have, will determine how many units you can add. So if you have the small plan, which allows you 0 to 5 units, that will allow you to either define 5 separate properties, or 1 property with 5 units, or any combination of the two. So you have 5 total units. If you have the medium plan, you can define up to 25 units. Again, that could be 1 property with 25 apartments, or that could be several different apartments or several different buildings or properties with multiple units in it, or it could be 25 different properties or 1 property with 25 units. Again, for the unlimited, you have unlimited properties with unlimited numbers of units. So in this case, I'm going to define 45 Elm Street with 2 units. The system's then going to automatically number those units, number 1 and number 2. All right, this property is in the United States. I'm going to type in the address, the city, and the state. enter the postal code, and click Add Property. This is going to create the property 45 Elm Street with 2 units. The units will be labeled number 1 and number 2. I could then go in and add the next property. Let's say it's 46 Elm Street, and add the units for that particular property. Alright, let's just give this a second to add that property, and here we go. Once the property is added, it takes you right back to the My Properties page. It tells you that you successfully added a property with two units, and it's going to list them below. 45 Elm Street, Topeka, Kansas, Unit 1 and Unit 2. In the next video, we'll cover adding a lease to one of these units or to both of these units, which is the second step you want to take in getting started with smart property systems. So briefly to recap, what we've done in this video is we've gone to the My Properties page, added a property, defined it with 2 units, and have them ready now to add leases. Join us for the next video on adding a lease to a property.